Hi, it's Wasabi. Welcome back to the channel. Today's battle's on the Mountain Pass map, and we've got Potato from Flying Squirrels. He's in the EBR 105, the Tier 10 French light vehicle. He's got 2 marks of excellence on the barrel, so he's a very decent player in this vehicle. So coming up to a fairly forward position here to do some spotting. He spotted an EBR 105, but yeah, he's been spotted himself, so it's a bit unfortunate. Means he's got to pull back. You can see trees falling at the back, so there's definitely tanks crossing, which there are. And he spotted a few tanks, and he takes a hit from the Super Conqueror, who knew that there'd be a light tank there. Well, not that that's a big surprise, but sort of misses his opportunity to do proper damage. Spotted an object 279E going down that heavy line. It's a bit unfortunate. And if you look at the mini-map, these own teams are making a big push up along the ice road, so that's going to be interesting. No one seems to be going to the heavy line. They've got a couple of medium tanks there in the middle. And they've spotted 11-1, so Potato decides to go and help tanks on that line. Taking a long way around. This is basically to help him get into position unspotted. And there's quite a few useful terrain pieces here he can hide behind. Coming into position here, he's got a nice bushed position. It does give him a bit of a vision down different sides of the road. So leopard 1 spotted. In fact, there he is again. And then we've got 11 PTA as well. So it is a tier 9, tier 10 game, so it gives a bit of an advantage to Potato. But he's got the Super Conqueror there. He'll probably pick the leopard PTA as a target, pumps one in and drives away as soon as he can. That's a really good tactic for a light tank if you think you're likely to get spotted, but luckily he didn't get spotted there. And the enemy EBR pushes in, try and cause a bit of havoc. Potato fires a shot at him, but only does 233 damage, so it was with the HE. But it's a pretty powerful HE shell on the EBR, so definitely worth using. And Potato just trying to encourage people to come here and back him up. He's basically almost the most forward tank here, or vehicle, I should say. It's not a tank, but 279E you're not going to go through the front of with an EBR. It obviously has a weak spot on the front, but really depends on the angling. He's got the Super Conch there, and he can fire at the Super Conch if he's got enough double bushing here. So it looks like he's going for a tracking shot. She does, but that shot didn't do much damage. He must have still had an HE shot loaded at that point. And again, goes for the tracking shot. Has definitely hit the tracks and done some damage, but the Super Conqueror is still moving, so just not enough damage to make it break the tracks, which is unfortunate. He's got the heat shells loaded, so now it's starting to do decent damage. And he's just being very wary of that 279E who's pushing in, I wouldn't say aggressively, but relentlessly is probably a better word. So he's got to give up ground and basically try and tackle it from a different direction. Which on this particular part of the map, yes, if they keep pushing down that line, you will potentially get some side shots into it. So he's relocating as fast as he can. And he gets spotted there. Okay, he's making a run to the other side of the map, but Leopard 1 has already found an object 777 there, so I think Potato decides, well, that's probably not the best spot to be. So making some fairly rapid decisions, and there we go, there's the object 279. And just have the turret facing towards Potato there, so not going to take a shot there and expose himself particularly. He hasn't really got a good escape route planned. And he's worried he's driving his EBR about as well as I do, so you won't criticise him for that. Now the Leopard definitely a bit of a soft target, but if you can get just the side of the EBR, yeah, so the 279, so it manages to get a shot in there. Now, hard to tell if that went into the commander's hatch. There's definitely got a weakness on the top of the turret. So 279, you just have to be very careful with your shot selection. And just gets spotted and misses a shot coming in, so pretty lucky there. And he's still lit as he comes into this position, so pretty dangerous. That 279 knows he's here and takes a big hit as a result, so yeah, just didn't quite time it long enough to go dark before he moved in. He spotted the Super Conqueror over there on the other side. He might be able to get a side shot in, which he can. Firing his APCR to get the maximum shot velocity. Although he just fired towards the Leopard 1 and bounced the front of the Leopard 1. That's pretty hard to believe, but well, it just happened, so obviously it can happen. So it decides that, yeah, there's not a lot of life left in that position for a lightly armoured vehicle like his own, so he's going to come up here to the top of the hill and use this as a base to snipe down. Now, one tank down, but there's a significant amount of hit points down, so it looks like, yeah, definitely that push that went up the ice road, met a few TDs and obviously stopped, and in fact being completely wiped out as of just then. So Potato coming up here, now he's got a few tanks to spot. There's the Super Conqueror, bounced off him, so he switches to heat to try and get the most out of this 279 there. Might be behind the rocks just here. Yeah, so I'll have to focus on the Super Conq for the moment. And it starts doing some damage. So we're about halfway through the time limit. And it's definitely in favour of the enemy side there. But as they're pushing closer in, yeah, they're exposing themselves more. So he holds his shot there, just waiting for that tank to be spotted again. Looks like he's behind a rock anyway. It's most likely way went dark. And they're starting to lose tanks again. Yeah, there we go. Super Conqueror just poking out a little bit. And here got tanks that have come down from the bridge. And he's been approached on all sides here, so he's got to be very careful. There's an Object 777 there going for the outie. And he puts a shot into it, but he's got to then focus on the other side. Now, luckily the T-30's been taken out, but they're losing all their artillery. And the 777 has just destroyed the last remaining artillery. Is he going to come after Potato? Let's have to wait and see there. Now, luckily the 279 has been disposed of. The T-10 has done a great job down there defending. Here comes FV4005. They're really, yeah, trying to close this out. Puts a HE shot in there. Right shot choice, but unfortunately the T-10 gets taken out. And he's just being very careful. He will get another shot in before the FV reloads, and he manages to get rid of him. So finally gets a kill. Now, where is that 777? It's still there on the minimap, but maybe he has gone down behind the rocks and can't get back up. That's interesting, because he should have been climbing the hill by now. So he'll have to keep that in the back of his mind, that that 777 could come at him at any time. So eyes in the back of his head, oh, and he's being approached by a strip, so does the right thing, runs away. Just using his mobility to get around the strip. Now the strip fires and misses, so that's handy. So can he get up here and block the strip? Gets a shot in, and he can basically run rings around him. He can definitely turn faster than the strip. Can he shut his tracks down? That's the question. That's the tactic you need to use here. if you can, of course. He's not necessarily getting the opportunity. Strip fires and misses again. And Strip seems to feel as well. He managed to get a shot in there. That's not very good. Puts another shot in, but there's still another 2 shots to kill. Oh no, he's got a T95 behind him as well. So they're really pushing in. He is on his own right now. There's 3 enemy vehicles against him. They're all relatively slow moving, at least around here. And of course one of them we haven't seen, which is the 777. And you'd think he'd have appeared by now. He's definitely got some sort of problem. I'd say he has dropped down below the rocks and he can't get back up. T95 fires and misses, so that's fortunate. I should be firing HE at him at the moment. Gets rid of the Striv, so now it's just the T95. He drives straight towards him, which looks risky, but he knows that the T95's got a long reload, so he just has to get behind him. Goes for a tracking shot, which works, but doesn't do any damage. He's got to be careful now. He doesn't want to run out of ammunition either. So he can line up from the rear, use his APCR, which works. And what are we looking at? Maybe 1 more shot, 2 more shots. Oh, don't fire at the roof. That will just bounce off. That's not going to work. So he's got to get behind him, which he's no problem doing, but he's just got to be a bit patient here. Still got 3.5 minutes. And he gets the kill. So if that 777 has gone down below the rocks, there's no real way he should risk himself to go after him and kill him. So the best option here is to cap, and he definitely has the time to do it. And in that part of the defence he's racked up an additional 4,500 damage, so 6.5k damage now. Definitely going to be a high caliber reward coming out of this, I'm pretty sure. There is a bit of damage you can't get, which is that 777. So it's just going to have to come up here and cap and just hope that the 777 didn't come out the back way. And now it's a waiting game, so we might just advance the clock a little bit. Now it doesn't look like the 777 is turning up, so 20 seconds to go. And he's just thanking the Hearty for baiting the 777 to follow him down the hill. Alright, so it's definitely a victory for Potato. What a great recovery there from the position he was in. Really intelligent use of his vehicle and its capabilities. Let's go and have a look at the details. Well, it was a pretty hard fought battle and a great comeback in the end. A bit of luck there with the Object 777. That would have caused a problem if he could come back there. But nonetheless, that's the luck of the game. So we get some good medals here. The High Caliber Award for doing 6.5k of damage and getting 3 kills. And he got the Invader medal as well for getting at least 80% of the cap points. Of course, that was him by himself. And first class mastery badge. Well, why would you only get a first class? Well, let's go and have a look at that. Yeah, okay, 1202 base experience. It's well in front. Well, look at the T10 did over 1100, so good chance he got a ace tanker in that particular tank as a tier 9. But yeah, the current level for the ace tanker mastery badge in the EBR is 1248, I think, so he just missed out there in terms of points. So really, yeah, a couple more damaging shots really, and he would have got the ace tanker badge. So yeah, that's a real pity there. So normally, and it's a pretty high level too for a tier 10, but it is the pick of the light tanks for Clan Wars, so there's plenty of good players playing it. That's why the level is high. And on the enemy side, yeah, the Strip 103B did the highest damage, and his last shot into Potato there gave him his 3.9k, and the Object 777 was cleaning up and did 3.6, but 5 kills, and he just lost the opportunity to get a top gun and do more damage. The FV did 3.3 and the Superconk did 3k, so plenty of good play there from the enemy side, but probably, yeah, the real luck there was the 777 losing his ability to get back onto the map. All right, so let's back to Potato's game here. He fired 29 shots, 25 hit, 17 penetrations. He didn't have any boosters running or any other form of extra income, so with his ammunition cost and his consumables, he lost nearly 50k there, but that's the way it goes at tier 10. You're not guaranteed a profit at all. So anyway, great game there from Potato. Thank you very much for the content. Hope you like the video, and if you do, can you give it a thumbs up? If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, it's something we'd like you to do. We'll have more great content to follow, and thanks very much for watching.